Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lauren. If you're new here, if you're not new, you probably recognize this guy. This is Hunter. He is he's got a lot of attitude. Okay, he's got a lot of attitude and he's feeling very needy today. So he wanted to help us talk about something new that I picked up that I was actually kind of excited for. It's already covered in my little fingerprints, but that is the Natasha Denona Love Face palette. So this is the palette we are going to, ow, those are claws. This is the palette we're going to be just doing a little quick review on. And I wanted to do a review on this because A, I love Natasha Denona. Her eyeshadow formula is so good, so good. And B, I don't love pink. So I wanted to see if this palette would work for me. Now in the palette, I have to be a little careful because it did arrive with the highlighter a little bit shattered. So as you can see, that highlighter is a hot mess. I actually ordered this through Beautylish, which if you don't know what Beautylish is, it's kind of like a Sephora or an Ulta. They are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. They actually do the best job packaging things, which is why I ordered this through them. And you know, it happened, it broke, and I contacted customer service and they made it right away. So just absolutely cannot recommend ordering from Beautylish enough. But this is what we are dealing with. It's quite a lot of pink. And for someone that doesn't love pink, is it too much pink? It might be, I don't know, but I wanted to try it. I love these little travel palettes. So what are you getting for $62? Yes, you heard that right. This little guy is $62. Well, you're getting 5 eyeshadows, you're getting a blush, and you're getting a highlighter. And I smushed it back in. It's all smushed back in. But I can tell just by the smushing, I got highlighter all over my fingers when I did it. But it's a very beautiful highlighter. It's very gold. It's very pretty, but I like it. So we are gonna just, you know, put this on my face, make a little bit of a look out of it, and just see how it applies. This is definitely a first impression, except for the highlighter, which again, I smushed with my fingers. But I don't know, I just wanted to do something kind of easy today, something a little pinky. I don't know. Let's start with some swatches. I'm just gonna swatch the eyeshadows on the back of my hand so you can kind of get an idea of what the colors look like versus tilting everything, changing everything up. We're just gonna do a little quick swatchy swatch. So we are gonna start with this bright pink and just move all the way down the line. So that bright pink is very pretty and it's called Esme. And we have this one. Oh, I love swatching small palettes. It's kind of a nice change. The next color we have is Juliet, which is a very light pink. Next color we have, oh, that's pretty. Echo, I believe is what the name is. Ooh, okay. Look at that. Next color we have is Affinity. So this is the shimmer, which kind of swatched like a dream. And last, but certainly not least, we have a neutral in here, which honestly I appreciate. And this is Giddy. So that is the palette. Well, that is at least the eyeshadows in the palette. God, I hope this is showing up on camera. I learned pretty early on when I started doing YouTube that my swatches, when I do it in this way versus just doing it down, I tilt my hand weird and I don't realize it until way down the road. So hopefully you're seeing these okay. I'm actually really happy with the way all these swatched. Very pretty. Let's just really quickly swatch the blush and the highlighter. I'm gonna do it on the other hand. Now, the blush is a cream blush and it is very creamy. It's also very pink. So that's the blush. And the highlighter is called Dream Glow. And again, I got this all over my hands earlier, but that's the highlighter. So I am thinking these are all very pretty. They all swatched really nice. Let's just do a quick look. Let's do a little eye look. Let's try out the blush and the highlighter and see if we really think this is worth $62. What's nice about working with a smaller palette is it's a little easier to figure out what you want to do. So I am going to start by going into this color on the far right, Giddy, this neutral color, because yeah, I have work today and I do have some calls and meetings that I have to be on. So I don't think I want to do anything too crazy. I mean, I don't know if you can go super crazy with a color palette like this. To be honest, there's not a whole lot of crazy in it, but I'm feeling a little bit more neutral. And like most of her eyeshadow, went on really, really nice. She knows how to do a matte. Oh, and I did prime my eyes with my favorite MAC Paint Pot and Bare Study. Okay, next what I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm just gonna put Esme all over my lid. And I'm probably going to end up darkening it up a bit with that pretty plum color, but I do like pink. I do. I just, sometimes when this is really hard to do with the cat on your lap. When I try to use it, I sometimes just feel like it makes me look a little bit sickly, you know? And it's not the pink's fault. It's not the pink's fault. I'm just very pale. But this bright pink, first of all, it makes my eyes pop, which I don't hate. And it's just, I mean, when you're wearing a bright pink like this, like you don't look sick. You just look like you're having a good time. Okay. So yeah, that went on really nicely. And I think next I'm gonna go into Echo. So again, this dark brown plummy color, and I'm going to go ahead and put that just at the outer ends of my eyes to deepen up the look a little bit. And that color, when I swatched it, I was like, oh yeah, that's a very pretty color. I think we need to use that. And I don't want to do too much. I feel like when I did my Snow White review, I was like, oh, I have to add more blue. So I went a little crazy with the blue. And I don't want to do that again. Okay, so I'm kind of just like stamping it into my eye. And I'm going to go ahead and just take a clean brush and fluff it out a little bit. Okay, so obviously we're gonna need to use every single color since there's only 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into Affinity, and I'm just gonna use my finger. And it's a very light shimmer. I'm gonna just put it in the center of my eye. Ooh, okay, it's very pretty. Ooh, okay. When did this come out? This came out after Valentine's Day. It seems like a really missed opportunity. Maybe they had delays or something in their production, because I feel like this was probably meant for Valentine's Day and just didn't make it in time. Okay, I'm going to go into Juliet. I'm gonna put it underneath my waterline. Do we have a clean brush left? I don't really know if this is gonna show up very well, but it's a very light pink. Oh, there we go. Okay, after a couple layers, it's going on okay. Is that good? I think I'm going to bring the Echo color, this dark plummy brown, just down a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. I like that a little bit better. Okay, next I'm just gonna do the exact same look on the other eye. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put on some eyeliner, some mascara, just to bring the look all together. And then we're gonna go test out the blush and the highlighter. So be right back. Okay, so I ended up going in with white eyeliner, which is not something I typically do, but I just felt like it fit this look so much better. So we've got the mascara on, we've got some liquid liner, we've got some gel liner, we are good to go eye-wise. Let's see how we feel about this blush. Now, it is very, very creamy. So I have a brush. We're gonna see if that does the trick. Okay, yeah, that works. That is actually quite a pretty pink. I'm not gonna go in too heavy-handed. Again, I do have meetings that I need to be on camera for later, so I'm trying not to look too made up. That is a very pretty blush, actually. Huh. Okay, I like that more than I thought I was going to. It is very, very creamy, so I was a little worried it'd be overly pigmented and I wouldn't be able to control the color amount, but no, that was perfect. Okay, next we are gonna go in with this sad little highlighter that's all broken. But again, I smushed it back into place. It's all good. Okay, picking some up. I'm trying to do this with Hunter on my lap, and he is not having it. Ooh. Oh my gosh, okay. Yes, I always highlight my nose. I love it. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a gorgeous highlighter. Let's get both sides. I feel like I didn't even go in with a really heavy hand with my brush. I was just kind of swooshing it in pretty lightly. But that is quite the highlight. Woo, okay. Well, it's not a subtle look, but I like it. I do like it. Okay, well, we've tried on the palette. Let's talk about our final thoughts and do we think it's worth $62? Now, I'm gonna just tell you this. I will never tell you how to spend your money. If you think that this palette is too expensive, I don't blame you. $62 is quite a bit of money, but you are getting quite a bit of product in here. You're getting the 5 eyeshadows, the blush, and the highlighter. So if these are all colors that are worth it to you, then I'd say $62 is a pretty reasonable amount. Now, if there's even one color in here that you think you would never use, probably not worth the price tag. So say that blush is just not one that you would ever use, I would not get this palette. I would take a pass on this. But after applying it, for my personal preferences, I actually really liked how everything turned out. I felt like this bright pink Esme was really, really pretty. And the shimmer affinity color on top looked really, really nice. I also am loving this highlighter. It is very, very glowy. It's very, very pretty. I'm a fan, especially since she just came out with a highlighter and I'm pretty sure disappointed quite a few people that I did not pick up, but I did not hear good things about it. So I'm glad that she came out one with that kind of redeemed her. Again, $62 is quite a bit of change. So this is a palette that I want to travel with. I have the replacement on its way because I would not want to travel with this highlighter in the state that it's in. But once I get the replacement, I will probably end up traveling quite a bit with this palette. Again, for me, what really sells it, I know this is gonna be weird, but it's that neutral shade. I feel like as long as there's one good neutral brown in a palette, I can work with it, you know? It doesn't have to be all pink. You could just do that brown on your lid. You could put some of that affinity shimmer on top of it, and that would be absolutely gorgeous. And again, the blush really surprised me. I thought it would be overly pigmented, but it's just right. It's just right. So I like this palette. I'm a fan so far. This is just the first impression, but so far I like what I've paid for. Now, I hate this packaging. I hate this packaging because I don't know if you can see, if I'm not blinding you, my fingerprints are all over it already. Like, it's a very pretty pink, but it just looks dirty. I've only picked it up. I've only had it for a couple days. I mean, I've touched it quite a bit, but still, no excuse. I would love to hear your thoughts on this palette. Is this something you're gonna be picking up, or is this gonna be a hard no from you? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.